Hey everyone, I'm Devin McCarthy and this is Jersey Girl Meets World, a podcast series about your average Jersey girl trying to find her way through her last semester of college and, of course, the real world. Today we will be discussing key takeaways from internships. First, we will go over the top 8 internship takeaways from Business Insider. Also, we have a guest, John McCarthy, who is a Democratic strategist from D.C. Prior to his position, he has held internships across the federal government and the nonprofit sector as well. So we will be able to get to pick his brain on his beliefs on key internship takeaways. Let's get started. There are so many things one can take away from an internship. An internship is the perfect opportunity to test drive a career without making any serious decisions. According to Business Insider, there are 8 common takeaways from an internship, and they are new and improved skills in the field of your choice. An internship is such a great opportunity to take what you learned in the classroom and actually do it and utilize those skills. Second, being incomplete and impressive resume. Personally, I believe the more you have on your resume, the better, because it shows that you're not lazy and you're hardworking and actually doing things. 3 are recommendations, and recommendations are always good to have, especially when you're job hunting. 4 would be new connections. It's kind of sad to think, but nowadays to get a job, it's really who you know, and the more people you know, the better. 5 would be greater sense of professionalism. I think depending on your career of choice and even specifically your office, professionalism differs anywhere you go. But now that you've had that internship, you have a feeling for one type of professionalism, and that's always good to have. 6, more confidence in the career direction. Now that you got your feet wet in the field you hope to be a part of, you know if you like it or not. So it's a great opportunity to test drive your career and your major. 7, completed projects and presentations. Things like that are great to have in a portfolio. I don't care what you're studying or what your major is. I think everyone should have a portfolio and actually show what you're capable of. So having projects and presentations are always good to have. And lastly, 8 is feedback. Being that there's always room for improvement, it's always nice to have feedback, especially from someone in your field. So it's evident that internships are so important and you can learn so much from them. So it's really important to go out there and get an internship because it could really advance your career. Right now we have John McCarthy joining us. Hey John, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So in your experience with internships, what do you think your top takeaways have been?
I really think that there are probably 3. The first of which would be go out of your way to build meaningful relationships, both with your other interns and the people who have hired you. Your number one stakeholder is always going to be someone who's brought you on board, and the people who are your fellow interns are going to be people that you'll be walking with throughout the rest of your professional career. The second most important thing I would say is that you're not above any task. Anything that you're presented with should be something that you attack with all of your integrity and any level of effort that you can. This is what's going to be judging you, both in terms of your performance and in how the other people in the office look at you. The third piece I would say is that you're always applying for your next job, and you're going to be getting that next job by doing the one you have now well. One of my very first internships was on Capitol Hill, and almost 6 years later, after that internship, I was eventually called back to go work for that member of Congress, strictly because they were impressed with my level of internship work. So even though you think you might just be there to perform some day-to-day tasks, you actually might end up being interviewed for a job looking at a couple years later.
That's great advice. Thanks so much. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you learned something new today and this podcast motivated you to go out and get an internship so you can gain some of these takeaways. If you have had any internships, I would love to hear what your top takeaways are, so comment below and I can't wait to hear from you. Thanks guys, I'll talk to you next time.